So my introduction to you, I hadn't seen any independent shows. I was a lapsed fan for a while, and then the Bullet Club kind of brought me back into wrestling. And then last year, I started looking for independent promotions because I had heard through so many people, look, you've got to try an indie show. It's completely different from what you're going to see on TV. It's much more personal. These guys and girls are great. So had no idea what First Wrestling was, but saw that it was the local promotion. And how lucky are we that that is the local promotion um, as far as quality goes. But I believe the first show I attended, I want to say it was the first or second synagogue show. I believe it was called Exodus. It had Top Flight in the main event against ACH and can't. Did he tag with Eric Cannon? I think it was Cannon. Yeah.
I'd have to look because I remember that was one of the ones where I'm like, I was coming back from being sick and I wasn't sure if I was going to have like an easy night or a hard night. And I look at that and I'm like, God damn it. All right. Sink or swim.
And
so go ahead.
I wasn't there for that one.
Right.
Because I was out. Yeah.
So that was the first show that I went to. So everyone else there had been first regulars and knew who you were. I had no idea. And then a couple shows later, I hear the music hit and the crowd just starts raining boos before you even walk out. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then you just walk out, baseball jersey and just looking around, don't even say a word. And you are the most hated man in a synagogue ever. So that was my introduction.
I mean, there might be a couple above him, but
the boo level, it was there. And so that was my introduction to you. As far as the theme song goes, as far as being a choice, when you give people like a list of 100 choices, that's probably not one that they're going to take. But we had Tammy on the show, Tam Bigelow, Tammy Warhorse, Tammy, former interviewer of First Wrestling. And when I asked her what her favorite entrance themes were for independent, she said yours. She said, as soon as you hear the first note, she's ready to punch you in the face. So
good. That's what I go for. So the funny thing about that is it ended up like with I refer to this as because the hardest thing for me when I pick a song, sometimes there's a song that you feel like could work really well, and then there's a song that sometimes does work really well for you, but you don't like it. You're just like, I'm over this, I want to change it. And I think and I'm guilty of this too, one big problem is wrestlers always want to change their music to keep it like fresh, so I had a couple songs that were like, I think kind of synonymous with us, like for the North Star Express, we had
boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say way-oh.
Yeah, so we had that. I came out to early on in my career, I came out to the ABBA cover by the A-Teens of Gimme, Gimme, Gimme from the musical. So that was normally what I had for a long time. Now, what ended up, and then from then on, it was kind of like a mix. Like depending on where I wrestled, I would do it. Now, a perfect storm happened. The North Star Express splits up. Arya Davari gets signed. They need a top heel at WrestlePalooza, and it worked perfectly. So First Wrestling got me. So we were like, we need to change everything. We need to figure it out. I've had this like kind of upbeat, like, jock jam style song for so long. What can we do to change it? And it was pitched to me to be like, I can't remember what songs I was thinking of. And I was like, I need something that's not going to fit me. Do I do something? I don't know. But it was pitched in the term of, think of something not wrestling. Think of something that's not a what you wouldn't come out to. Now, before this, I had struggled because I'm a big fan of the movie Clockwork Orange. And somebody said that, I can't remember how it was in a review, but I was at, we watched it in college. We did a report on it in college. And the biggest thing is somebody said that it took a song that is so peppy and upbeat, and it took songs like that and put such a like twisted, demented connotation. And I thought about like how when they always talk about like serial killers or like whatever having like a song that's always like a calming song, and it's generally like, you know, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony or like some whatever. I wanted my version of that. And some people were like, Clockwork Orange ruined Singing in the Rain for them. Like they couldn't listen to the music without thinking of certain scenes.
Makes me think of
what was that?
Makes me think of what's a movie where like these tiptoe through the tulips? Insidious, maybe.
Yes. I think it's Insidious. I wanted my version of that, and I don't remember because it came pretty quick. But somebody was like, "What? Think of something that's not wrestling that you wouldn't come out to in wrestling. Something that's annoying." Now the funny part is I, ever since I switched it, I gotta admit I have a little bit more appreciation. But for a long time, I did not like Adele's music at all. And I think we were sitting at a Chili's, and I was like, "What would be a song that would annoy me?" And I pulled it up. And honestly, I was looking for Set Fire to the Rain because I was like, I can't stand this song, but I hit Hello instead. And Hello played, and they were like, perfect. So then I was like, all right, let's do Hello. That's going to be fine. That will be hilarious. Because I started listening to the lyrics, and I was like, I guess I could swing this to be like a, you know, like a post-breakup of my tag partner, best friend, whatever. And then Chris Huffman was like, I don't know if he thought to get around copyrights or if he was just messing around. But he's
have been like for a while there. It seemed like a lot of like the scary movies would do like a weird like slowed down like version of a hit song.
And that's what he ended up doing. And so he sent me a chopped up version that would be best for entrance, so it wasn't so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sent me the downtune version, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good. And it was better than what I thought. And now, like when that opening, like when it hits, the reaction is perfect. And I have it, and people go, why don't you use that everywhere? And the reason is, so everyone knows this, is because I've been on so many shows that the music, the sound system, or the person operating it
turkeys
so bad. Did you have a cough there?
Yeah. Turkeys.
And it always gets messed up. And I need to have, if you want that character, that version of me, which I feel is like that alter ego side to the somewhat comedic Corbin, if you want that version, you need to be able to have that style production value to go along with it.
Yeah, and like they can't leave Sting high and dry.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like there's a story there.
And Beyond Wrestling, Future Mania. Like, oh my God. We can get into that one too. But yeah, that was the deal. I was like, I can only use it here because it's the only spot where somebody's going to allow that character has evolved there. And until somebody wants to do it that way with that same intensity, I don't plan on using it anywhere. So you get like a shade. That's why I'm glad that after so many years, people are like, whatever you do at WrestlePalooza, whatever you do at first is just turned up. And it's like, I love what you do. I always love watching you wrestle, but like, we know that shit's going to go down when we see you there. And that has been the biggest compliment to me. And that song full on takes it. And I love it.